Welcome back to the Dex and Randi show, the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. Stay tuned. You're coming up next. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dex and Randi show. It's your host, Dax. I'm excited to have you guys back here with us for another episode. As always, I got my beautiful co-host. She's looking amazing. Looks like she's been kissed from the sun. Little suntan, got a little maroonish, reddish lip with the blue top, pink nails. She just looked real good today. What's up, man? I do.
Thank you. Hi everyone. I am Randi, co-host of the Dex and Randi show.
For sure. Hey, look, what's your earrings? Cassette tapes.
Mm-hmm.
That's something different. What it say?
Read it. Can you see it?
It says best. I can't see. What does it say? Best of the 1980s. Oh, I get it because of cassette tape.
Yes.
I get it.
It's me, 1980s.
1980s. I'm 1980s too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the best of the 1980s?
Absolutely.
For sure. I like them. You just got them?
Mm-hmm.
I like them.
I've had them for a while.
What made you bring them out today?
I'm just being intentional about my appearance.
You know what? I love that. You got me being intentional about my appearance. Anyway, welcome back to our show. We guys excited to have you back. You know what I'm saying? This is the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. I'm Dax. This is Randy. We guys just talk about everything in life, the good times, the bad times, and everything that we do together because we pretty much do everything together. You know what I'm saying? But before we jump into what we're talking about today, how's your week been? You know what I mean? How's your weekend going?
Great.
I don't believe you. What? No, what's up?
It's going great.
It's going great?
Yeah.
What's great about it? What's up? What's up? What's really great about it? What's really great about it? You know what I mean?
I slept like a baby last night for the first time in a while.
You did.
I was snoring.
You was out. I'm not gonna say you was snoring, but you was breathing loudly.
Okay. Well,
with a little bit of sound afterwards.
We had a long-term house guest.
We did.
And that house guest left yesterday for a few weeks.
What does that got to do with your sleeping?
It doesn't. You asked me why my weekend was so good.
Oh, okay. Let me just let me just let you talk. Let me let you talk. I don't even know where you're good with that. What's
That's all.
Okay.
So I slept good last night. I'm starting to get clear on a lot of my goals, and yeah, my mind is clear, and I feel good.
You do?
I feel good. Yeah, I've been out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, out in the sun and just really just enjoying being here.
For real. I agree with that. Hey, one of the things though, when the weather changes and it starts being nice outside, you have to get outside. You know what I'm saying? You got to go outside, enjoy nature, take in the fresh air, enjoy the good weather. If it's summertime, springtime, it's nice outside, you're in the house still just on Netflix all day on the internet, you're not enjoying the best of all the seasons. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up.
Beautiful. We had the cookout yesterday.
I know. Hey, the cookout yesterday. Hey, so hold on. Simple things like cookouts, barbecues, and all that time you get to like fellowship, hang with people, you know what I mean, communicate. It's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? We had the kids out at your friend from high school, right? Her cookout or whatever. The food was well. The chicken was well. Hey, look, when you go to other people's houses, me and Randis had different experiences. You know what I'm saying? You probably had these experiences too. If you're going to somebody's house you ain't been at before, you try to take some basic rules, which I'm learned over the years. Don't go there starving. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know how the food's gonna be.
You don't know if they're gonna start on time.
You don't know if they're gonna start on time. You don't know what the energy's gonna be like. But yesterday was a good one. You know what I'm saying? The food was good. The people was really nice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
we didn't know anybody there.
No. We didn't. But it felt like it wasn't awkward at all because
it was like a family vibe.
It was definitely a family vibe. The house was real cozy. People was eating in the kitchen area, but also talking. Guys had some shots. I had me a couple tequila shots. The tequila was nice and cold, sitting in the freezer, which always just takes the edge off a little bit. So I was feeling good. You know what I mean? They had chicken, burgers, salad, different pasta, salad, the beans. Like everything was good. They had the turkey. If you ate red meat, they had that. If you don't eat red meat, they had an
Mhm.
alternative. Like it wasn't a huge menu, but it
It
was
was they
everything
put a
that you
lot of thought
needed. They
into it.
did, you know what I'm saying? So they made us feel really welcome.
Mhm.
Outside, they had the basketball outside. You guys did Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader and
Yeah, because
Lost.
they were celebrating their
They,
son graduating
right.
from
And
fifth
our
grade
son
going to middle school.
graduated. We had a
And yeah,
lot.
yeah, and our son too. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So let's put that in this perspective first before I'm gonna jump right into the food and all that.
I know.
But the reason why we was there is because our son and their son are already graduated and they're going to middle school. Now,
Mhm.
I remember my son and finding out you was pregnant like yesterday. And the whole experience of you being pregnant and going to restaurants and getting you bread while we was waiting 40 something minutes to sit down, or going to Chick-fil-A and getting you lemonades like $10 a bottle because you was
Oh yeah,
craving it.
that was my craving. I
Yeah.
forgot about
I'll
that.
never forget. You know what I mean? You was having
Oh.
my first child, and that whole experience, and then him being born and my mama being there and watching him be born, and I feel like all of that was just yesterday, but here it is. He's graduating middle school. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So one of the things, man, we were sitting there and we're enjoying the food and we're enjoying the environment and everything like that. I noticed, and I told you about it, that my son's growing up, and fathers
Mhm.
out there, mothers out there. Some of you deal with it, more challenging than others, but what do you do when you realize that your kid's not always up under you all the time anymore? I remember a time, and we was talking about it, that no matter where I went, my son Christian was always under me. He didn't want to talk to nobody at the party. He weren't trying to socialize. He ain't trying to do nothing. But we literally got to this cookout, and from the minute we got there, I didn't even see him towards the end. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm sitting there while I'm enjoying the food, and it kind of really hit me like, yo, he's got his own life now. And every single thing that he enjoyed for the most part yesterday didn't have nothing to do with me. But I'm sitting back and I'm like, dang, this journey of like being a father is like, it's a trip being a parent, because you have to learn to adjust and let your kids grow. But son is sitting back and watching him develop a personality, and his personality has been coming out crazy the
Mhm.
last couple of months. Like all of a sudden, your kid has an image. Like they want to look a certain way, they want to feel a certain way. Now he wants to wear cologne. Now he wants shoes. You know what I'm saying? Now he wants his hair. He wants to get his hair braided. Like it's like he's got all these different elements of like expression. Like he wants to
Yeah.
express himself. He's got a good hand to do that. You know what I'm saying? But just sitting back and watching him, I was just like, wow, like my boy's growing up. But I will say one of the things that made me feel good, is when we did Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And it
Mhm.
was like parents versus kids or whatever. As soon as he got called up, he wanted to go against me. You know
And
what
he
I'm
won.
saying? And he won. He won. I don't. He had this question about. I don't remember what the question was, but he had the answer, and I had no clue. But he beat me. You know what I'm saying? And he does like beating me at things. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But he called me. He wanted to go against coach. He calls me coach or whatever. And but just watching him the whole time. Even our youngest son Kirby, he was out doing his whole thing. He's not even 3 yet. He's in the mix with all the kids
Everybody,
playing like.
kids, adults.
But it says a lot about us the way our kids could just sit there and blend in with other people. They
Mhm.
ran off, they start playing on the end, they're not in the corner, shy, crying,
Yeah.
nothing like that. They all
Mhm.
just enjoyed the environment just as much as us for different reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we got to get out more. If you're listening
Mhm.
to us, make sure you get out. You know what I mean? Get out your house, go see them friends. You get invited to the cookout, the barbecue. It's always hard as you get older to get out the house. I'm tired. I'm at working all week. Like, just put the kids in the car, put something nice on, go out. The hardest part is getting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always it. Like, you get there and the experience is nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Shoot, I didn't even want to go home because as soon as we were getting ready to leave, they pulled out the spades.
I know I wanted to
I
get
was
in. If
like,
we didn't have the baby,
oh,
we probably could have stayed a
right.
little
I was
longer.
like,
But
I want to play spades,
I wanted
but
to play too.
next time.
But anyway, I hope we go over there again because that was a good time, and they were good people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I really enjoyed that. But another thing is, I was thinking I want to talk to you a little bit about just doing things for yourself, not even just on the weekends, but like every day of your life. So you wake up in the morning, you gotta go work, you gotta take the kids to school and all that. This past week or two, I've been doing something with my son that's started my whole day differently. So I get up and instead of just hopping right on the computer again, work or whatever, or getting ready to take him to school, I'm getting up earlier, taking a little jog with him down to the basketball court. And we've been shooting around playing basketball for a good 45 minutes or so before he has to get ready for school. You know what I'm saying? Every day that I'm did that, my day has been better since then. So my point with that is like I realized that especially me, but a lot of people like you start your day and you automatically just start giving yourself to things. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, what do you need me for? Here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go, job, here you go, kids. You know what I'm saying? But like, what do you give for yourself? You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to do this basketball thing. I thought I was doing it for him, but like, it's nice to shoot around to start the day.
Yeah.
It's nice to go down there and see him happy. I'm feeling good. We're playing 1-on-1. He beats me in horse. He feels good about him. I beat him on 1-on-1, whatever the case may be. But like all of a sudden, the day feels different because I started the day giving something to myself. You know what I'm saying? I think you've been doing that too if you get into the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But be careful if you wonder why you're tired or you feel burnt out, you're cranky, you don't want to do things or whatever. How did you start your day? If you start your day signing up to give everything to everybody,
Yeah.
by the time the day is over, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you don't want to do nothing for nobody.
Yeah. Also to add to that, it's likely or that when he's grown, he might do the same thing with his kid because he remembers doing it with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, because now I know I'm seeing things that I used to do with my mom
Yeah.
that I'm doing now with Mariah,
Like
like
what?
Zumba. I
Mm-hmm.
did Zumba with my mom for years. My
Mm-hmm.
late mom, for those who don't know, she passed away a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we used to do Zumba together all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I just I see it now that she's gone. And then I had a moment because Mariah and I went to Zumba class, and I was like, dang. And then some of the songs came on too that we used to dance. So I was like, oh, I remember doing this with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And now Mariah's a Zumba instructor,
Yeah, talk about that.
certified Zumba instructor. So it's more,
Mm-hmm.
it's likely she's probably going to do, if she has a daughter.
She's gonna do that.
Yeah, well, men do Zumba too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
also, I think about not with just Zumba, but the dancing with your kids. Like my mom used to always dance with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, like I didn't notice any of the stuff that I do with my kids too, because I dance with all of them.
Right. You
So,
do. You do. But the thing is, what you're saying that's interesting is like when you're doing things with your mama, with your parents, your guardians, or whatever, it shapes you into the type of person you are, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? And you and your mama dance together. I remember one of the best memories I have with your mama and you was her teaching us our dance for us to get married. And how many months and how much she was excited. I come in from work and she's like, all right, you ready? You know what
ready
I'm
to
saying? And we'll
dance.
practice dancing and stuff like that. And talk about the Zumba thing for a second and how things get carried on through your family or whatever, and how God can take a negative thing sometimes and make a positive out of it. Because we was talking about this too. So yeah, your mama and you dancing as kid, as when you was a kid, as you got older, you guys danced together, hand danced together. That was you guys' thing. Doing Zumba, you know what I'm saying? Mariah started doing Zumba also. But remember, we had one day, I don't know if you want to tell this story or not, but we can tell it. We can keep it simple so Mariah ain't mad at us, you know what I'm saying? But Mariah decided to express herself one day. And she decided to express herself in writing. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
she
saying?
did on note cards.
On note cards. We ain't, Drop. What was one of the things you remember she wrote on one of these note
Like
cards?
how much she hate me or something like that. This was middle school.
Yeah, you get the vibes. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was that time of the year. It was that time of life where your kids start pushing back on you, and you all of a sudden you go from being the hero, the greatest person in the world, to now you don't know nothing, you don't understand, and you're the problem. It happens with everybody, especially if you're an active parent. It's gonna go through that transition, and what's happening is they're starting to find themselves outside of you. So it's like natural conflict if you
Mm-hmm.
don't always say yes to things as they're changing. You see what I'm saying? They think you don't understand, you don't know nothing. But you knew everything up until that point. But that's just life. So she started expressing herself. She wrote a whole bunch of note cards and stuff like that. So of course I was extra. I put the note cards up and
Mm-hmm.
we talked about it. We was like, all right, this is
Like
how
she didn't even try to
she
hide
didn't.
them.
I was like, this is how you feel. Well, let's put them up. You
So
know.
she had left the house.
Mm-hmm.
She was somewhere. Oh, she was with her grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Dexter was extra and was like, "Oh, okay, let's tape them on the wall." So when she came in the house, the note cards were all lined up on the wall, like taped to the wall. And it was Mother's Day,
Mm-hmm.
and you invited her Nana in. It was like, look at how your granddaughter feels about her mother. And then it was like, oh no, Mariah,
Hey,
no, she was so hurt.
she
Oh my
was. You know what
goodness.
I'm saying? But you're saying these things. Sometimes you say things and you're feeling the way, but you don't know what you're really saying.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing was that okay, well, this is how you feel. Let's put it up there.
Yes.
You should be proud of it. You know what I'm
But she
saying?
wasn't even remorseful.
Not really. No, she weren't remorseful. She weren't. You know what I mean? Sometimes a word.
She like, well, now you know.
Now you
So
know, right? Like, hey, look. Depend on what kids you got. Some kids might look at them cards being posted up, be embarrassed and apologize right away, and then some might be strong minded, be like, I don't care. And she was on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So here it was. We was going to Well, I don't know how we decided this, but
Oh,
we
where she
made
was gonna go?
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
So I
feel
told her
like
that since she felt this way, she doesn't have to be here with me.
mm-hmm.
So she's thinking like, oh, okay, that's fine. I think it was like 2 weeks of school left,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she like,
yeah.
oh, okay, cool, that's fine, because she thought I was gonna send her to her dad's house.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's how it be.
Yeah,
Send
yeah,
me
yeah.
exactly where I want to
Right,
go.
right. I'm cool. I'd rather be with him than you anyway. But what happened was I told her that she was going down to the country with my mom in
Roanoke,
Virginia, Roanoke,
Virginia.
Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was hurt.
Everything switched. Everything. Hold up. I'm not going where I thought I
Right.
was
I was about to
going.
have fun over there. I
I'm
could do
going with
anything
my
I want.
grandma up in Roanoke, Virginia. And I'm the one that had to drive her and meet grandma halfway. That drive, damn 2 hours, because Roanoke's about 4 hours and some change,
Yeah.
right? That drive to Roanoke, let me tell you, the amount of negotiation that I decided to decline on, you know what I'm saying? She was very creative. Well, what if I do this? You know what I'm saying? What about this? You know what I mean? What about that? And I was just like, nah, this is what we're gonna do.
And we told her she was gonna be there indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
We
We
was
was we
showing
was
her the
extra.
schools. Really?
We was really extra. We was yeah, it weren't even like you're going for the summer. It was like, hey, this is where you're going. This is where you're gonna go to school, yada yada. Thank you so much. You hate us. Peace. You know what I'm saying? And about the whole time, as parents, we have a bigger plan for our kids, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And our plan was, of course, she's gonna come back after the summer.
Right,
But
right,
she didn't need to know that.
right.
And if she would have known that, she might have not treated the situation the way she did. She might have not learned the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's okay for her to feel what she's feeling, but it's a respect that's got to be there. It's an understanding. And kind of you have to grow through those growing pains without disrespecting your parents. You know what I'm saying? And she had to learn that, and I knew that.
Yeah.
But we did that. So anyway, fast forward, we drop her off. She's thinking that she's gonna be there for good. You know what I'm saying? And she ends up spending the summer with her grandma.
Yeah.
But let's flip it to the positive. Like what was she doing
Oh, she
that
was
summer?
so there was really nothing to do
Mm-hmm.
down there, but she was doing Zumba 3 times a day.
3 times a day. What was it? Dance Roanoke or something like that?
Just dance.
Just
No,
Dance Roanoke. I think
dance
that's
wrong, something like
something
that.
like that. But she was with her grandma,
Yeah,
and
JDR, Just Dance Roanoke.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just Dance Roanoke. And she was with her grandma 3 times a day doing Zumba
She
during the
came back
summer.
home with abs. I was like, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And But there's memories. She got a lot of memories with her grandma doing
Mhm.
that. You know what I'm saying? Then she comes back from that whole situation and she's been dancing ever since. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Zumba, whether it's just making videos, TikTok videos, whatever, like she loves to dance.
Mhm.
And she probably loved to dance before that, but it was definitely heightened
Oh
and
yeah.
increased. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And as I talk about how good takes the negative and makes something amazing out of it, here it as Miranda said, Miranda, I just dropped your government, Randy.
It's okay.
It's so good. Everybody in Randy Miranda, it's so easy to figure it out. But anyway, um, you fast forward all this time later, and this week she sends out, I think it was yesterday, she
Mhm.
sends out a message to our family group text, right? And she's like, I got an announcement to make. Nah, I ain't know what the announcement was, but I just
I
said,
knew
let
what it
me
was gonna
let me
be.
wait. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully it ain't nothing crazy because coming on the family group text. And she's like, she sends a certificate of her Zumba instructor license. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I almost cried, not just from the certificate, but from what she wrote on her Zumba instructor page, like as an instructor, like
Yeah.
her bio. And I didn't read it, but I'll paraphrase it. She basically talked about the love that she has for Zumba because of her grandma and all the memories that they had together. You know what I'm saying? And how Zumba for her is a way to express love and all of this stuff. And I'm reading and I'm like, sometimes you had these moments, you're like, dang, I can't believe that's my kid that did that. And I swear to God, when she wrote that, I'm like, that's the same little girl I'm in my whole life that just wrote that. And I was like amazed, you know what I'm saying? And she was talking about, and the way she finished it up, she was like, well, come celebrate life and love or something with me and honor my grandma by da 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 da.
That was nice.
It was like one of the nicest things, you know what I'm saying? And grandma not being here anymore, it's like, look what that experience left. Now, we thought we was doing a whole lot because we were like, we gonna teach you a lesson. A lot of times as humans we think we're in control of things, but God's sitting back in the background, but his manipulating the whole thing.
Mhm.
And he's making sure that she gets an experience with her grandma that's gonna last a lifetime.
Mhm.
Ain't
Yeah.
that crazy? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And
That's
now
crazy. Yeah.
now here she is about to be 20 and she's mad excited to do something and honor her grandma. And that all sparked out of a situation where she was saying, I hate my mama.
Mhm.
God could do a lot with a little bit.
Yeah.
And you just gotta trust in it.
Mhm.
And we didn't even know that we weren't really the ones that were coming up with this plan to send her there. That was him for real.
Mhm.
That's where she needed to be. He was giving us the information. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
he knows the beginning from the end, right? You know what I'm saying? So he knows what we need even before we need it. And
Mhm.
that's what he was able to do. And now, who knows how she's going to impact other people
Yeah.
being able to share that love of dancing because it's more than dancing for her. It's more than dancing for you.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And who do we get to thank for this? The Lord and your mama. You see what I'm saying? And your mama probably didn't even know
Mm-mm.
how much of an impact she was having because she just wants to spend time with her granddaughter and she likes to dance too. But that's why as humans we're so limited. We're just a little pieces of this bigger puzzle of like making our life on earth as good as possible for our families now and in the future. You know what I'm saying? And now we got a Zumba instructor. She's also I don't know what her title is, but she also works at the UFL games, dancing at the UFL games, making everybody feel good at the
Mhm.
games. She's doing nails and all of that. Now she's already sold her first property. Like
Yeah.
she's doing a lot.
Mhm.
Amazing, you know?
Yeah.
And it's because of all of these little pockets of influence over time. That's why you got to be active in your kid's life. And it's not money. We ain't said nothing about money this whole time. It's about time and love and impact. You can always get money. You can't get their moments. You can't even buy them. They just have to come organically. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope. I'm so proud of her for doing that. I'm telling you, I wish I could read what she wrote, but that's personal. We're not gonna do it. I summed it up, but I read it. I read every word, and I swear I was like, "Yo,
Yeah, it was
that
nice.
was so nice." You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That was so nice. Other thing, open the eyes up as we talk about, taking some time for yourself and pouring the positive things into yourself because we all need that. I had an eye opening experience the last couple days as I transitioned from my wonderful child. You know what I'm saying? But we went to the gym, and we spent about 4 hours there. Didn't expect to be there so long. But my wife, my friend, my co-host, the woman I do everything with, decided to, try to make me better once again by getting me a personal training consultation. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know how it's gonna go, but I had a lot of conversations with this trainer, and it kind of opened my eyes to some things. And I want to talk about health a little bit. If you want to live your best life, you got to be healthy, and that's hard. That's hard to be healthy because it's a mix of eating well and exercise. And nobody, for the most part, exercising is hard to do and be consistent with, and eating healthy is also hard to do. Not impossible, but it's challenging. You know what I'm saying? And he started talking to me, but I want to talk about a couple of things that he highlighted, which really, really caught my eye. And if you guys are listening, I want you to think about this for yourself. First thing is when you get on a scale, that don't tell you much in itself. Your weight, it can tell you some things, but you gotta go deeper than that. And the first thing that he told me was, he says, I'm gonna check your BMI or something like that. I could be screwing it up, but he basically was gonna check how much percentage of my body was fat. And he was like, it's gonna travel from one finger through your body to the other side. And he was like, the time that it takes for that signal to travel is gonna let me know. And I was like, okay, you know. And then he did the little test or whatever, and he sat there and was like, so you're 211 pounds. I'm gonna say it on there because I'm not about to be this weight for that long. But he was like, you're 211 pounds. He said, right now, 56 or 57 was one of those numbers of those pounds is fat. I was like, yo, that's crazy. So he said, on your frame, if you had a fully lean body, so like let's say if I was a professional swimmer or a boxer or somebody that's really, a track athlete, you know what I'm saying, where you're really focused on being lean, I'm supposed to be in the 150s. And I'm like, that's crazy. And he says, so what do you think happens over time when you're carrying so much of this body fat on that frame that's not built to house this? You know what I'm saying? And then he started breaking down to me how the body works. And it had me thinking about life and all types of stuff, about how we don't know how bad things are because we're compensating all the time. He used that word compensating a lot. So he said, look, if you're wearing a lot of this weight, which he said for me in your stomach area, he said, what you think's the first thing that compensates for those weak stomach muscles? I was like, what? He said, your back. And I was like, okay, I'm had a little back pain for sure for a while. You know what I'm saying? And then he says, what do you think's happening now that you got back pain? What do you think is working a little harder? I said, I don't know. He said, your hips, your quads. He just started naming these different things. And he was just like, that's why if you don't realize that as you get older, once one thing starts breaking down, it's like a chain reaction.
Mm.
All of a sudden, you got back pain, then you got knee pain, then you got an MCL tear, then all of a sudden you got calf problems, you got ankle problems. It's like a trickle down effect. And then he said, let me ask you a question. He was like, when people sit on, I want people to think about this. He was like, the average person when they get older, when they sit down, what's the first thing that they do? And I said, they put their hands down to brace the seat. He said, why do you think that is? And I honestly told him, I was like, because the older. He was like, no. All the muscles that they need to be able to sit in that chair comfortably, they haven't worked them for years. So they're losing them. So now that core, there's I don't remember all the muscles, but there's thigh muscles and everything that's supposed to allow you to just sit down gently and get up. Now you need your arms to do it.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? He was like, because if you was to just try to do it without your arms, you just plop down into the seat. And I was like, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm going somewhere with this. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then he said, let's come do this test. And the very first test I had was me sitting down in this chair, back straight, this weight over the top of my head, and me sitting up and down out of a chair straight. Up, down. Done. When he put me in the right form, as soon as I was concentrating so much, because when I stood up and I went to sit back down, my request was just let your butt barely touch the seat and go back up. I had to concentrate that on it so hard, because every time I went down, I felt my whole body wanting to fall
Right, right,
into
right.
the seat. You see what I'm saying? And I was like, wow. And he was like, do you see what I mean? And he says, now it's going to take us some time, but eventually it's going to feel uncomfortable for you to just fall into the seat. We got to reverse this. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay. And then we went on to the next thing. He was just like, all right, let's try some push ups. And usually I could do about 50, 60 easy, just real quick. Boop, 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 no problem. He put my hands in the right place. He showed me how my chest works versus my shoulders working, depending on where I place my hands. And then he put my hands really close to like my abdomen area, like right underneath my shoulders. And he said, I want you to go as many as you can. I only did 15. Then I gave up. He said, why you give up? I said, I can't do anymore. He said, but you didn't really struggle on that 15th one. He said, your mind's telling you that I'm had enough, but your body had more in you. And he says, you're going to have to fight that, because you're going to have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because your mind is going to tell you, I don't like this. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? And I sat there and he was like, how many push ups you said you could do? I said, about 50 to 60. And he said, show me how you do it. And he says, oh, you just been burning your shoulders out. Ain't been working my chest at all. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I say all of this because not only is it important to be healthy, but you have to be aware. Sometimes you got to get help that you're doing things the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And if you're doing things the wrong way, you could be doing a lot and not even getting the benefit that it's supposed to give you. And you could be hurting yourself along the way. You see what I'm saying? So doing it the right way is how I'm gonna get the results. But I know that I gotta change a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But I sat there with this guy for like 3 hours through all these tests and everything, and I just walked away with like a greater understanding and like appreciation of like I gotta take care of my body. I
Mm-hmm.
have to take care of my body. Like happiness also in life is about feeling good and taking care of your body, and your body's going to try to take care of itself, but that's dangerous because it's compensating.
Yeah,
You
and
know what I'm
also
saying?
when you were saying about how you were sitting, like you thought you were sitting
Oh
straight
yeah. Hey,
on
that was
those.
that was wild. Like last thing on this thing, he told me to sit down in the chair, and he said put your legs out straight in front of you, like like I'm sitting. And he was like, no, make them straight. And I was like, they are straight. And I swear to God, you guys, your boy said, let me fix your legs to make them straight. And when he moved my legs, I felt so bow-legged that I thought he was trying to be funny. When I sat down, he was like, he's like, now you're straight. And I'm sitting there like, my legs are super bow-legged right now. What is this guy doing? And then he put this little firm thing in between my legs, and he was like, your legs are straight. And I said, no, they're not. And he said, well, let me take a picture for you. And he took a picture, and my legs was bone straight. But to me, they felt bow-legged. So he told me, he said, your body's used to being crooked. Now, why do I say all of this stuff, you guys, man? Not only does this apply to health, but this also applies to your life too. When you've been doing the wrong thing for so long, doing what's right don't even feel right to you. You need to go to the person that can guide you and show you what's the right thing to do. And there's only one person that could do that. in anything in your life. That's the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But you might feel like you're doing the right thing, but you're actually not. And when you go do the right thing, it actually feels like it's wrong. And he said that to me a bunch of times. He was like, your body is going to tell you that this is wrong, but it's right because you've been doing it wrong for so long. So he said it's going to take a lot of effort to retrain yourself to know what's really right and to go on the straight. You know what I'm saying? So think about your life and you're trying to make yourself better and you're trying to be healthy. You're trying to eat well. You're trying to get your business started. You're trying to make things right with your woman. You know what I'm saying? But it could be hard because you've been doing it the wrong way for so long that you can't even find the right way to fix it. And you got frustrated and you got disappointed. You got discouraged. You know what I'm saying? But that's because you ain't going to the source of right to show you what's right. We're habitual creatures as human beings. You know what I'm saying? So if you've been doing the wrong thing for so long, it don't matter what somebody tell you or what you see on TV or somebody got to sit down with you like that guy did with me, take my legs and straighten them for me. That's what I want y'all to take away from this. Like, I actually thank you to you again. I'm always telling you thank you on this joint. But
I'm
I
here
needed
for it.
I needed him to actually take my legs and make them straight for me because he showed me that I'm now incapable of doing that on my end. Because if you ask me to do it on my end, I'm gonna be crooked. You feel me? I'm gonna be crooked. So think about your life, and no matter what you think you got, money, this, and that, and you think you could make things right for yourself, I promise you that if you've been doing it the wrong way for so long, you don't even know what right is, and you need that right person to come in and straighten you out. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, little deep, but real, because I walked away from that and I just felt like I had so much more knowledge of things. I had so much more knowledge of like, dang, I can't even go home and turn on an online video and just start working out and get where I need to go. I can't. That's not
Right.
gonna do it. I'm gonna hurt myself. I've been doing it the wrong way for too long. You can't just go on Instagram and go take the 5-figure class to success, 5-step task class to success, and you ain't taking all the steps to be the right type of professional all this time, to be the right type of person, the right type of communicator. You got to connect. Somebody got to come in and grab you and mold you and change you because you can't do it on your end. That's the problem. We think that we could do it on our end. You know what I'm saying? But that was so eye opening to me. Anyway, wrap it up. $400 a month later, I'm about to be doing personal training. Rand is already telling me about what I can eat. Already been fighting about that. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
do you get so mad?
Because I like food, man.
Mm.
I mean, I could give you a deep answer,
No,
but
I
it's
understand.
not.
I like food
I
too.
like food, but I've been doing it for so long. I can't even stop.
Y'all, he gets so mad at me. I'm like, no, you can't have a soda. I don't even want to go out to eat then. Like, dang,
Hey,
man,
you know,
goodness.
ain't that crazy? I
Hmm.
can't have it my way. I just want to take my ball good home.
Hmm.
I'm not the only person like that, though.
I know it's okay.
Thank you.
I just it's not easy.
I
But
know, man.
I have the same struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a mistake today because there's certain things I'm not supposed to have, but I'm used to ordering. Remember he said for the salad dressing, he was like, do a vinaigrette or something.
Right.
I was like, honey mustard, like didn't even think about it. Not supposed to be having any cheese. You know, it's like and no fried food. And
Yeah.
I had fried shrimp.
But hey, you know what?
So
One other thing he said, and you were saying it a couple times, and we're gonna close this up. We're gonna move on in a second. But he said you want to have a cheat meal, but what did he say?
you've been cheating your whole life.
Ain't crazy.
And that has stuck with me.
I know it is. He
Hmm.
said it about 7, 8
I'm
times
like, I
since
have been cheating my whole
your
life.
whole life. So when you gotta make a change, make yourself better or whatever, and you just tell yourself, like the devil always tells us, a little bit ain't can't hurt you.
Hmm.
But you've been doing that your whole life. You've been finding a reason to keep that little bit on your whole life. You've been finding a reason to say I'm gonna quit drinking, but have a drink here and there your whole life. You've been sitting there saying like, "Oh, I gotta stop smoking," but oh, I could just smoke here on the weekend, or like you've been doing that your whole life. Oh, I gotta get in shape, but nah, it's okay. I'm gonna go have me a pizza tonight, and I'll have a beer weekend. And I'll get back. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but you've been doing that your whole life. You've been so. Can you make a sacrifice for a period of time to get in a better space, and can you make a life change to allow you to live long and feel good? Because what was important that he said was like that person that just plops down into the seat, that's a combination of unaddressed issues over time. You know what I'm saying? So he was like that person that goes walk and they go, tear their MCL or whatever, like that's unaddressed issues over time and compensation, and eventually your body starts running out of things to compensate for the other, and now
Mm-hmm.
you just got a bad back and bad midsection, bad legs, bad ankle, bad knees, and now it's just
Now
bad
I need a
now.
hip
Now
replacement,
you
knee
need a hip. Yeah, he talked about
replacement,
all
and
that. He
yeah.
was like, you don't just wake up needing a hip replacement for the most part. You've been going through a progressional decline, and he said there was no urgency for you to stop it. Feel
Mm.
me? So,
Do you have a sense of urgency now?
I do now. Doesn't mean I don't have the challenges for the things that I like, but I do have a sense of urgency after you said that, because at the end of the day, of course they bring out the nasty block of fat. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Look at this. This is a pound of fat." And he set it on the table.
5 pounds.
5 pounds of fat. And I had to sit there and I looked at it's nasty. And I'm like, yo, I got 27 of them on my body. You know what I'm saying? And if I was to remove all of it, I'd be 150 something pounds. Like that says a lot. If I was to take all that fluffy, guffy, nasty stuff that he just put on the, what I say, guffy? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I like it though.
But you know what I'm
Guffy.
saying? If I take all that gumpy crap that he put on the table and got rid of it, I'll be in the 150s.
Yeah.
So what does that do with my body? You know what I'm saying? And if he's able to pick that up from a signal going from one finger through my body to the other, and how long it takes, it's taking time for a reason. It's trying to get through some mess. You know what I'm saying? We got to remove that mess so that signal could get through faster. And that applies in your life period. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So thank you for doing that. The other thing that is important as you go through the ups and downs of life, because you're gonna have downs. You know what I'm saying? And you like to go up. Don't wait for the ups to realize that you're up. Put yourself in the mindset that you're trying to get up. You know what I'm saying? And one of those things that you helped us do, we did it last night, dropped about $400 out of nowhere, is you know when you're not feeling your best, you're not looking your best, you got a little stomach, you put on a little weight or whatever, it starts impacting how you dress. You start leaving the house looking and dressing how you feel versus how you want to feel. And one of the things you kept saying is like, let's try to go out into the way we want to be, where we're trying to get to, and not where we're at. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
last night I had a little attitude, but after we left the cookout, what you say when we left the
Christian
cookout?
is starting cross country and needs some running shoes. He
Mm.
starts tomorrow. So he asked if we could stop at Rack Room Shoes and pick up some shoes. And I was like, sure, I love Rack Room Shoes because they have the buy one, get one 50% off. Not all of them, but I like Rack Room Shoes. So one thing that I have incorporated is just look at everything. Look at every size. I mean, not every size, but like no, for me, no matter what store I go into, I can find something if I wanted to in every department because I feel like we have every age group in this house:
Mm-hmm.
male, female, boys, young kid, baby. Um, so I kind of took the same approach for rack room shoes, and I just look for what do I like. It's not what do I need necessarily. Because that's how I've always done it. But what do I like so that when I need to do something or if I need to go somewhere, I am prepared and I don't have to figure it out then.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, what happened last night was Christian got his running shoes and then he started looking at shoes now because he's becoming his own person and really likes shoes. And I started looking at shoes, and I encouraged Dex to look at shoes
Hmm.
and Caleb to look at shoes and the baby. So basically, everybody got new shoes last night.
Everybody got
Everybody,
shoes. Everybody
everybody
got
got two pair.
two pairs of shoes. Everybody got two exactly.
Yeah,
I got two. Yeah, I got two pairs
except
too.
the baby.
He got one.
He got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that sounds like something simple, but we don't never do that.
Mm-mm.
We don't ever do that. You know
Nah.
what I'm saying? The last episode we had, we talked about how we, I think it was the last episode, but we talked about how we went out and reconnected and went to the mall and, had
Mm-hmm.
all of that. But like, these things matter. Like, these little things in life matter. And even though I was in a hurry to get him, what was I about to do? I was in a hurry to probably relax, watch
Right.
TV. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all,
But
he
like,
was so irritated. I asked him to bring the stroller from the car into the store because the youngest was like he wants to touch everything and feel everything, but he's very comfortable in his stroller.
hmm
He had an attitude.
I know. I
He
even meant to try to
he
get a
went and
grocery
got a
card.
grocery cart. You did all that. You could have just went to the
I know. I
car.
went and look because the grocery cart was right there being lazy. So I put him in the grocery cart and then I walked in the store. The girl stopped me right away. Hey, you can't walk through here with that. So I was like, I should have just went and got the stroller. So anyway, I went and got the stroller, put that aside because it's there's little things like a little bit more effort. I didn't want to do it, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta do it. And then once the baby's in the stroller, everything was cool.
Everything was
And
fine.
then everybody gets to have the experience they want and try
Mm-hmm.
on shoes and everything. And something I don't do all the time, which I should, is like I got myself two pairs of shoes. My son got his shoes, and everybody felt good. And I think we saved like $100 and some. It was like a
Mm-hmm.
discount and everything.
Oh yeah, you know I'm a ball on a budget.
But guess what, dude? I ain't looking exactly the way I want to look, and that's a lot of the reason why I wouldn't go buy a pair of shoes. And you might be him, and you're wearing that same shirt, that same pair of shoes, them same jeans. Everybody's got a trusty pair of jeans that for some reason they still fit even when you fluctuate. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're still in the closet because the go tos when you get big.
I got mine on now.
Oh,
I'm a little bloated after that Gettysburg trip.
oh, see, there you go. Everybody's got them. That outfit that you don't get rid of because it looks good still, and you put a few pounds on. Like, you know what I mean? You don't go buy yourself anything new. You don't go get your hair done yet. You're not gonna get your nails did and all that just because you're operating how you feel about yourself now. But how do you get out of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, go out and dress with how you want to feel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Go out and engage with where you want to be at. Don't wait till you're there and think, oh, now I'm, six pack and everything's perfect. Now I'm gonna go get lit and buy all these new clothes. Like, nah, go buy it now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you need an extra large, take the risk, go out there and buy you a shirt that you love. Buy a large. Go motivate yourself the other way. You know what I'm saying? Go do that. You know
See,
what I
I
mean?
disagree with that.
Why?
I think if you're an extra large, you need to buy the extra large. Like, don't buy clothes that you plan to get into.
I disagree with that.
Hmm.
Cause for me, well, and this is real, but for me, I mean, I do a little bit of both because I know I need to wear
Well,
what
it
I could
works for
fit
you.
in. Right. But if I go buy that, like, here's the thing, and then you could take it how you guys want to take it. But like, if you're extra large and you don't want to be extra large, maybe you go buy one extra large, but then also go get a large because what happens is when you put that extra large on, you don't feel good. You're kind of still sitting in the same place for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I don't want to be this big, it makes me not want to go buy clothes. So if I go buy clothes and go just buy extra large, I just look at my extra large self in the mirror in these big clothes, and I don't feel too good about it.
Right.
So I like to say, let me get a large, motivate myself to go back. Like right now, I got some shirts in the closet. One of my board, hey, here's some real talk. One of my board in Portugal, the only time that I could wear it was when I bought it in Portugal last year. I haven't worn it yet, but it's still sitting in the closet, just waiting for me to arrive.
See, that's my
See what I'm
point.
saying?
That's
What you
my
mean?
point. It's just sitting.
But it's okay though.
Yeah, but I think it's wasteful.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because if you're an extra large, just buy the extra large. Don't worry about the large.
But
And
I
just
got
re-
extra larges though.
and just remember, like, hey, I don't really like being this size, and I don't like buying clothes. It works for me.
Everybody's different.
Everybody's different, but for me, I'm gonna buy the size that I'm in because I've bought sizes that's smaller than me before and could never get to them and giving stuff away.
But why didn't you never get to them though? You see
Like,
what I'm saying?
well, I mean, honestly, it wasn't a priority to get to them.
There it is. So it's but I think it's okay to look at it however you want to look at it
At the
and find the
time,
ways to motivate yourself. But what I've done is in my closet, I got what I could fit in. Primarily, what I could fit in now is probably like 75% of the closet, and 25% is probably some things I'm waiting to get in.
well,
Hopefully
I'll
soon.
say that probably 100% of the stuff in your closet you can fit in. Now, do you look good and feel good in it?
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? You want to look at it like that. 99% of these stuff in my closet I could probably fit in. And if I get myself right the way I want, 95% of them clothes are getting in the trash. That's the truth. That's the real truth. 95% of them clothes are getting in the trash.
Really?
Yes.
What you gonna wear?
Something that looks good on me when I get right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because some of those clothes I've been buying has a lot of compensating in it. Compensating, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Compensating is like, yeah, I know my gut's getting big, so let me buy that center printed shirt so everybody could look at the top half of my chest.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So it's just compensating. We do
yeah.
it all the time, you know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
nah, that's what's up though. You know what I mean? But at least I ain't got too much stuff in there that's too
We don't
small.
even have a whole bunch of stuff since we cleaned out
I mean, because we made a podcast studio out of the
out
closet
of
that
my walk-in
actually is
closet.
big,
Yeah.
and used the small one, and made it
Yeah.
happen. You
I
know
need to
what I mean?
clean that out again too.
But
Anyway.
but yeah, hey, we gonna get it right.
We
You know
gonna
what
get
I'm
it
saying?
right.
But the point with all that, no matter how you want to execute it, you might agree with Randy, you might agree with me, you might have your envy. Let us know. You know what I mean? You listen to the video, podcast, drop comments. How do you get through these fluctuating times? Because we all fluctuate sometimes with weight and how we feel and all that. But
Well, according to the trainer, you just do it. You either do it or you don't.
oh, well,
So
yeah,
you just do it.
and I just haven't been.
Yeah, we did good yesterday, and I think we did good today. As long as we don't eat anything else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For sure. I'm probably gonna be hungry like 2 hours from now, but I'll try to fight that off.
No,
But
you're not gonna try.
see, look at see, look, see what I'm saying? It's
You
always
will.
a
You
I
might go to bed
will,
hungry
I
tonight.
will, because that's
We
what I
will.
need to do. We will.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But dress for where you want to be at.
Yeah.
Whether that's getting the size you can fit in, or not, get a nice shirt, take yourself outside, make yourself feel good. Get out of all of that black, because I know how that go. You know what I'm saying? But make yourself feel good when you leave the house. Period. And don't look in the mirror and dress based on how you feel at that moment, especially if it's not optimal. Because how do you get out of that? So that's been one of the things we've been doing. Now, the last thing I want to close out with, I know we're running out of time here, you know what I'm saying? But everything ain't always good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm touched on this topic a little bit, and I'll touch on it real brief today too. Sorry, you hate when I mess with the mic. Forgive me. But one of the things that I've been, struggling with, and anybody else is, I know statistically a lot of people have been impacted by mental health. You know what I'm saying? And up until maybe 4 years ago, mental health was probably just a tagline for me. It's something I ain't never had no appreciation for. It's something that I, wouldn't say I didn't think it was real, but a lot of times you don't have a appreciation for something being real until it happens to you. And mental health's a real thing, and I've been dealing with it in my family. It's been some tough times for my mama, and I love my mama through with everything. And I want to talk about this a little bit, not because it's my mama, but just because it's my story and how it impacted me. And I'm sharing it because it could be somebody else out there that is going through the same thing. And the first thing I want to tell you that it's okay. You know, if you go out there and break your leg or break your hip or, you know, hurt your back, throw your back out, everybody understands. It's a little bit more easy for people to say, oh, it's probably done a little bit. You know, he lost his leg, lost his arm, his back's, broke his back, whatever. Got burned in a house fire. Like all these physical injuries, like people will look at you and be like, I understand. Like, you know, because we have more knowledge, more familiarity. Hopefully I got that right, with physical injury, but the mind is precious. And a lot of times, as we go through the ups and downs of life, they impact your mind and your heart just as much, if not more, than your body. You know, my mama's had some tough times the last couple of years. And, you know, the thing that I want to talk about is the challenges that it is for everybody else that tries to help someone in that type of state. You know, and I want you to know that, you know, mental illness is a real thing, mental depression, all of that is a real thing. But what I've learned is that just like anything else, sometimes we have to sit down and realize that we can only do so much, you know. And I've been in a lot of conversations, a lot of moments where I've, you know, and you might, you know, been through this yourself, where you think you've said the right thing, you've done the right thing, you've set up the right environment that will make things better for somebody, and then it don't work. It don't change a thing. Well, what do you do next? You know, you feel like, oh, I finally got through. Now this person's gonna be a little bit more excited for the next day, see hope in the future, and then something happens and it's like, nah, nothing. So that my struggle is being that for the last couple of years, I've tried to help my mama feel better about the future in maybe 1,000 different ways, and none of them's worked. You know, and sometimes I feel like a failure. You know, sometimes I could look at it the right way, and I feel like it's not me. It's not nothing I could do. I understand, but I love my mama. I'll never give up on my mama, and I hope when she hears this, she knows that. But I've recognized that, you know, it's very important to take care of your mental health, man, and it's very important. And we're gonna end because I could sit on this for a long time, but it's very important that if you wake up and you look in the mirror and you have negative feelings about yourself, things, how you look, how you dress, how you feel, your present, your past, or your future, you can't ignore those things. Every day, you got to be able to look in the mirror and be okay with what you see. And that sounds real easy, but a lot of times it's not. Life is very finicky, man. And one of the things with the ups and downs of life is that not everybody that goes down finds a way to get up. You know what I mean? Boxers are out there all the time. You watch a boxing fight, somebody gets his bell rung and they will count to 9 and he'll get up and find a way to push on through and might come back and win the fight. Or he might just make it to the 12th round. You know what I'm saying? And then you got that one that's knocked out off the break and he ain't getting up because it's just fluid. And that's kind of how life is too. You don't get up, man. But I want you guys to know that if you got a family member that's going through mental illness, don't ever give up on them, man. But just recognize that your job is only to continue to try, continue to encourage, continue to pray, and love that person through the best and worst times of their life. Because that's all that you can do. And you pray that when you go through those tough times that somebody will do that for you. You know, so hope you guys, if you heard me, pray for my mama. You know what I'm saying? Pray for your loved ones that's going through mental illness, that have maybe done things or feel like they've done things or going through experiences that they can't forgive themselves for. God's always there, ready to forgive, man. And you'll see that the world can only love you for so long in a certain type of way, you know? But God is there always. And that's who you always need to go to when you don't have nobody to go to. And when you don't know how to support that loved one and you feel like your efforts are falling flat and they're not hidden, that's okay too. You got to go to the same God as them. So I just want you guys to reach out to that person that's going through mental illness. And we'll talk about this some more on our podcast because I just have so much more appreciation for how precious the mind is, man, and how much you have to protect your mind because your mind controls everything. All right. So show some understanding to that person that's depressed. Show some empathy, show some support, and realize that just like that person that's got cancer or AIDS or whatever, they are sick and they need to be healed. And we got a great heal out there that can heal anything, but don't ever give up on someone that's going through that. It's a lot of people out there suffering from depression. We care about y'all. You know what I'm saying? You're not forgotten, or because you're not the best version of yourself. That's okay. We love you, and there's people out there that love you too. But take care of your mind, take care of your body, take care of your soul, and everything will be all right. Right, man? And until next time, make sure you follow us. I'm about to say our old podcast name, terrible. The Dex and Randy Show. You know what I mean? I'm Dex.
And
This
I'm
is
Randy.
Randy. You know what I mean? We go through everything together. My wife, my friend, my business partner, my podcast co-host. You know what I mean? My get money, spend money person. We invest in. We do a whole lot of things together. But more importantly, we go through the ups and downs of life together, and we want to make sure we go through that with you. And we appreciate you listening to our podcast today. And till next time, peace. Make sure you follow the Dex and Randy Show on all platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on YouTube. Let us know what you're going through. This is the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. We want to hear from you, engage with you. Till next time, peace.